If you make 2 sol a day, that's over $115,000 a year. Even if you make 1 sol a day, that's over $50,000 a year at the current price. And these numbers are not crazy. They are attainable. You've been made to believe you have to hit a 100x, that you must hit $20,000 in one day, which is possible in crypto, but it doesn't have to be that difficult, especially at the beginning. Simply 1 to 2 sol a day can make you a winner. Becoming a winner, trading meme coins is easier than you thought. This consistency of 1 or 2 sol a day is a superpower. Bruce Lee said it best. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And in a similar fashion, the man or woman who could come on these charts every day and get a 2x, say for 50 days, is a lot more powerful than the man who gets a 50x one time and that's it. And for those who are actually able to get 1 to 2 sol, they naturally over time, they become exposed to these bigger trades, these 20x, 50x, 100x trades. Like if you never worked out, you're not just going to walk into the gym and bench 500 pounds. If you want to do that, you start out small. You start by benching 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 150, 200. You work your way up. Same for trading these coins. You work your way up. And one of the best traders is Eurus, who now has very big P&Ls, but he started off very small. So this is the wallet tracker on Axiom Pro. This is a great trading bot. So if you're trading meme coins, you need a good bot. And this is one of the best in the game. They have fast fills. They have cheap fees. So if you need this bot, I'm going to leave a link for it down below and you'll get a discount on fees with my link. So when we're looking at Eurus, we can see his one day P&L over $3,000. Over the last 7 days, over 50,000. Over the last 30 days, over 400,000. We look at his top trades on one trade, over 200,000, 95,000, 74,000, and so on. So we do see that these numbers are possible, but Eurus didn't start out this way. He started off small. He has a thread on X on how he traded 0.1 sol to multiple 7 figures. He worked his way up. He didn't just go into the gym and lift 500 pounds. He started off small with smaller weights, and eventually he got up to those big P&Ls. So I don't want you to think that these big P&Ls are not possible, because they are, and this is what attracts a lot of people to meme coins. Just understand that before getting to these bigger P&Ls, and not even this big, I'm saying even these P&Ls of, let's say, $4,000 or $5,000 on one trade, you start off small. In this case, 1 to 2 sol a day can get you there. And the good thing about these 2x's, 3x's, or 4x's is that they're available throughout the day. You go through these charts, and every day it's possible to hit a 2x or a 3x, whereas these 50x plays, they're not every day, right? No one's logging in and saying, today I'm hitting a 50x, tomorrow I'm hitting a 50x, the next day a 50x. But it's practical and possible to log in every day and say, today I'm going to get a 2x, a 3x, maybe a 4x. All through these charts, there's this opportunity to get these 2x's, 3x's, or 4x's. Of course, there's going to be some bigger opportunities. For example, on this pair today, you could have gotten, a 10x, 11x, a 12x. But this is not as typical to catch these every day, right? Catching even a 10x every day is not so practical. But these 2x's, right? These 3x's, like I'm telling you, they're always there. They're always there, which is why this goal to start off 1 to 2 sol a day, it's not crazy. There is money in your computer. You just have to unlock it. But it's this greed that gets you. 1 to 2 sol a day, that's not enough. I saw this guy make 20,000. He made 100 sol in one day. I need to be just like him. You can be like him maybe in the future, but you start off with these simple goals, 1 to 2 sol a day, and you work your way up there. Now, this 1 to 2 sol a day assumes that you're trading every day, 365 days a year. But of course, not everyone is doing this, right? Even if you're trading 300 days a year, that's a lot. So you can even say to yourself, what if you could just make 2 sol a week? That would be an extra $15,000 a year at current prices, which is not bad for a side hustle. But even if you commit to a simple plan, let's say 1 sol a day, or 3 sol a week, 4 sol a week, it's very important that you actually commit to it and you do not let human greed take over. Human greed is such a strong emotion that if, for example, you make 3 sol, 4 sol in a day, you passed your 1 or 2 sol goal, you say to yourself, whoa, like I can make more. You're feeling confident, and then you just start making loose decisions, bad decisions, and you give all that money back to the market. Also, on the opposite end, you might lose and say, I got to make it all back. I got to jump in. I got to get that money instantly. So, whether you're losing or even winning, this human greed or maybe fear as well, it jumps in and you don't think straight anymore. And because this greed is so strong, we have to put a fence around ourselves, a safeguard. For example, let's say your goal was to make 2.5 Sol in a day and you hit it. Actually, maybe you even went above it. You got to 4 Sol, 4 or 5 Sol. And it's natural to say to yourself, wow, I hit my goal, but I'm doing great. I'm just going to keep going. And typically what ends up happening is you give that money back to the market. So whatever your goal is, maybe some of you watching, it's a lot bigger. Maybe, it's 10 Sol a day, whatever it is. When you hit it, put that safeguard around yourself. Turn your phone off, turn your laptop off, go for a walk, go hang out with your girlfriend, go hang out with your wife, go meet up with your friends, right? Make sure to take some time off and let your mind reset. One of the best things I heard was from this guy, Peter Kell, who I interviewed back in 2021. He sold an NFT for $320,000, which at that time was one of the most expensive sales for NFTs ever. And I asked him, so you made all this money. What are you doing with it next? What are you buying? Where are you going? And he says, a wise man told me, a rich man told me, when you win big or when you make a lot of money, the best thing you could do is nothing. Nothing, right? You make a lot of money, your mind is not in the right place. Do nothing. So in his case, right, that could mean, taking off for a week or two or even a month. But this mental reset, it's relative to what you win. If you make $100,000 in one day, right, it's probably a good idea to take a week off or maybe even 2 weeks off. But if you hit your goal of 1 to 2 Sol a day, nothing insane, like we said, it's not crazy, right? Just take off for a couple hours, right? Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe, you end the day at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and do it again the next day. When you don't do this, your mind goes crazy and you jump right back here. Whether you lost, you're saying to yourself, I need to make it all back. New pairs, migrated. Where am I going next? Or maybe you made a lot of money and you're like, I made so much money today. I passed my goals. I'm just going to make more. And again, just jump into these charts. You're buying left and right and you lose all that money when all you really have to do is, like we said, take that mental, get patient and wait for the right setup. When you wait for the right setup, the setup that has a high probability of making you money, then you win. And in order to figure out what is the best setup and which is the right setup for you, go ahead and watch this video right here on waiting for the perfect setup.